The Democratic Republic of the Congo is a country located in Central Africa, officially known as the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The nation has a 25-mile, 40 kilometers coastline on the Atlantic Ocean but is otherwise landlocked. It is the second largest country on the continent. Only Algeria is bigger. The capital, Kinshasa, is located on the Congo River about 320 miles, 515 kilometers from its mouth, the largest city in Central Africa. It serves as the country's official administrative, economic, and cultural center. The state is often referred to by its acronym, the DRC, or called Congo, Kinshasa, with the capital added parenthetically, to distinguish it from the other Congo Republic, which is officially called the Republic of the Congo but also referred to as Congo, Brazzaville. Congo gained independence from Belgium in 1960. From 1971 to 1997 the country was officially the Republic of Zaire, a change made by then ruler General Mobutu Sese Seko to give the country what he thought was a more authentic African name. Zaire is a variation of a term meaning Great River in local African languages, like the country's current name. It refers to the Congo River, which drains a large basin that lies mostly in the Republic, unlike Zaire. However, the name Congo has origins in the colonial period, when Europeans identified the river with the Kingdom of the Congo people, who lived near its mouth. Following the overthrow of Mobutu in 1997, the country's name before 1971, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, was reinstated. Congo subsequently was plunged into a devastating civil war. The conflict officially ended in 2003. Although fighting continued in the eastern part of the country, Congo is rich in natural resources. It boasts vast deposits of industrial diamonds, cobalt, and copper, one of the largest forest reserves in Africa, and about half of the hydroelectric potential of the continent. The Democratic Republic of Congo continues to face challenges of poverty, weak services, and weak governance. This situation is compounded by almost 2 decades of conflict, which has profoundly affected the functioning of the state and state-society relations. Within this exceptionally complex environment, more than ever, strong social science research is required to understand what makes DRC the state it is today, where the DRC is going and what can be done to improve the lives and livelihoods of the Congolese people in the future. The Democratic Republic of Congo HDI value for 2018 is 0.459, which put the country in the low human development category, positioning it at 179 out of 189 countries and territories. Between 1990 and 2018, Congo's HDI value increased from 0.377 to 0.459. An increase of 21.7%. Between 1990 and 2018, Congo's life expectancy at birth increased by 11.3 years. Mean years of schooling increased by 4.5 years, and expected years of schooling increased by 2.9 years. Congo's GNI per capita decreased by about 61.2% between 1990 and 2018. Also, life expectancy in the Congo is of just 60 years, which means that there is not a good quality of life and a good healthcare system. The literacy rate is 77%. That shows that there are not a lot of education opportunities. Then, the state GDP is $686 billion. That suggests that the population is not wealthy. There are many obstacles to development in the DRC. Among them, the Congo's history as colony is the first obstacle. Congo was severely exploited by the Belgians, who after they left in the 50s, destroyed parts of the infrastructure. Congo suffered through 2 civil wars within the past 50 years, which caused instability, and is still a problem today as there are many militias around the country, controlling minds. The government in this case can act to disband said militias, as the government of Congo is one of the most corrupt in the world. The DRC also suffers from the resource curse, which means that because Congo is such a resource-rich country, it can't manage its wealth. The DRC working age population is shrinking as shown before in the population pyramid, which force militias and employers to employ kids, which lowers the literacy rate and so the country can't develop. But what is the resource curse? Countries that have the resource curse usually have a lot of mineral wealth, which would seem to be a positive attribute. But unfortunately these countries tend to rely solely on one natural resource to grow economically. The DRC fits perfectly as a country which has a resource curse. Most countries with this curse tend to be in the southern hemisphere, are undemocratic, have just overcome a war, other civil or international, and have militias. The DRC fits in all those categories perfectly. The Congo's main export is minerals like cobalt, gold, and silver, which are all very expensive, but because most of the mines are controlled by militias, The money that comes out of the mines doesn't go back to the economy, but it goes directly into the pockets of politicians and warlords, which leads into the resources being depleted and the environment gets damaged in the process. The effects are social, economic, and environmental. Social. Congo is a very resource-rich country, but its people rank among the poor. This is because of the average population becoming younger, and child work going up because of the foreign demand of the resources. Economic. The Congo's mines and therefore its wealth are mostly present in the northeastern part of the country, which is dominated by militias, who employ children to mine the minerals. The government of the DRC is so weak and corrupt that those militias and the politicians pocket the money instead of it going into the economy to further development. Environmental. Because of foreign demand for cobalt and the other minerals of which Congo is rich in, the Congo creates and sustains many mines, which damage the Congolese rainforest and pollutes the river, as sediment from the mines gets thrown into the river. To solve the problems of the Democratic Republic of Congo, the international community needs to invest into the DRC to further the country's economy. Through the usage of hydroelectric power, the DRC could power all of Africa twice over. The UN must act and destroy all militias who abuse human rights and help the DRC to stabilize. The governments of resource-rich countries, like the DRC, should strive to institute full transparency in their management of mineral resource revenues and undertake measures to enable economic and political stability by establishing mechanisms for the autonomous and transparent management of revenues, maintaining a high national savings ratio, avoiding bonanza spending, and strengthening social investment in basic services such as health and education, ensuring a fair distribution of resources between different social groups and geographical areas. This transparency would allow the government to step away from corruption and the citizens would be fully aware of the financial income generated by the miners. The government would then not be able to hide riches made from minerals and would be forced to spend it fairly on the needs of the people. This was the Democratic Republic of Congo.